right, everybody, you're watching the Honor Show, and we're chilling with the homie KingB The God. How you feeling, man?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. God is great. Got another chance to get it right today. Let's get it.
Yes, I'm excited. I'm very excited. All right, let's start with this. Tell us where you grew up at. I know you've moved around a little bit throughout your life, but tell us where you started at.
Uh, I'm originally from Norfolk, Virginia. You know, 757 Park Place, 35th Street. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? But I learned this thing called hip hop. I started doing hip hop in Granny Park projects. You know what I mean? In Norfolk, Virginia. So everybody stand up. 7 cities. Let's get it.
yes, heck yeah. What was life like there? Like how were things when you were growing up?
There was a lot of turmoil early in the game. I didn't really. It's nothing to go back to if you want to be honest. You know what I mean? It was my family was tight knit in the beginning, but drugs and other dynamics, kind of broke our family up. And
Sorry to hear that, brother.
we were tight. We was a family that everybody knew. Block parties. Kind of had a name for ourselves as a family early in life. You know what I mean? But late '80s it started changing. '90s totally decimated. Through the years, it wasn't great growing up there, but hip hop saved me, man. Around 92, 93 is when I really started writing poetry and listening to Biggie. First record was, I think we said it before, was Public Enemy. So I think that's the late '80s. '89 is when I really got my first whiff. But I really, really, when I heard Juicy, I heard Biggie, it was over, bro. And then Nas really changed the game.
Yes,
So man, salute to hip hop. Salute hip hop, my first love, man.
yes.
VA, it made VA tolerable. VA was toxic for me.
So you
You know
kind
what I
of had
mean?
a refuge that music that you could get into and kind of take you away from things you was going through.
Yeah, music kept me helped me travel, man. I closed my eyes when I listened to it, like I listen to it now, and it took me places. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? That I felt like I was from New York, which I developed the complex
sure.
being from VA at the time, like when New York was dominating rap. It's like nobody wanted to hear at least me rap. You know what I mean? If
Right.
you weren't from New York at the time, so I developed this personality complex from I was from the Bronx, man. From wherever I was from, wherever the greats were. If you didn't know me, because I moved around a lot, so I was from everywhere in New York.
Right.
I got called out later in life, but we'll talk about that first interview. But yeah, hip hop, man, um, really kept me grounded and kept me shout out to DJ Woodley and all those people early in the early stages of my learning this hip hop thing for
Right.
letting me helping grooming me and just giving me an outlet to get stuff out.
Yeah.
So shout out to James Woodley, my Jamaican DJ back in the day, who
Yeah.
just let me get them, and he played the records for hours and hours and hours, and
Yeah.
really just helped me groom what I am today. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
grooming to what I am today. So man, salute to everybody on this hip hop journey, man. Shout out
Hell,
to VA. Still love.
hell yeah. Would you say those were some of your major musical influences then? Biggie and Nas and also the DJ you spoke of.
Yeah, man. Yes, man. So many influences. Like I really don't have a favorite. Like Nas say, it ain't no best. It ain't no king, ain't no best, bro. It's like
There's so many
it's
for
like everybody got a chance to graduate. You know what I mean? Everybody started in ninth grade, freshman, and they graduated as senior. So
yeah.
each stage of hip hop, I had a group of favorites. At the time, but collectively, I really ain't got one person that I lean to. You know what I mean? But I got my select few that when I'm going through things like I'm going through now, major things, I
Yeah.
pop them in, and it feels like it takes me on a time warp
Yeah.
back in the day. It lets me know that everything gonna be all right, man. So
Yeah.
those that thought hip hop was going to just disappear, man, you got it really wrong. Jokes on you, haha. We still here. We ain't going to.
Still here and going strong. What
Right.
do you say is what has hip hop done positive for you in your life? I know you said it was a outlet and something you could escape to. What are some more positive things it's done for you? Because I always run into people saying that hip hop is negative and this and that, and I like to always portray the positive sides of, because it has, hip hop has saved lives. It's brought
Hip
people
hop, hip hop is the only way, no matter what age you are. You know what I mean? You might not like the person's delivery, but hip hop has been my therapist. You
together.
know, I'm able to say exactly how I feel it. You know, and I don't feel judged by hip hop. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's
yeah,
just those that don't understand, the outsiders that don't understand. You know,
right,
the organic dynamic within it. You know what I mean? That brings healing. You know what I mean? Brings understanding and stopping you from doing certain things you would have done if you didn't have it. You
right,
know, they don't understand that because they're not in the life. Just like I don't understand certain aspects of the street life and probably never will. You know what I mean?
right,
Because
yeah,
I'm not living a
right,
certain lifestyle. I mean, so I don't really knock anybody for what
right,
they do. But hip hop has been therapeutic to me. That's the positive for me to stay on the question that you asked.
yeah, right. Here's something different. I don't think I asked you before. How was school for you? Like, did you like school, or was it something you weren't really into? Or
And you're pretty good, bro. Yeah, I love school early on. From no, I had trouble going from kindergarten to third grade. I was a terror, you know. I think I first person in the world. This is an exclusive, bro. That probably failed kindergarten and first grade, bro.
oh, well, hey, man, it happens.
It sounds very horrible, but that happened, bro.
It happens. Hey, it takes guts to
It was
come up.
man made. You know, we in a school system that's rigged up anyway. That
Right,
especially for me, a black man. You know what I mean?
exactly.
That
Especially back then
just
too.
I'm not focused on school at that moment. I'm this and I'm that. I have a learning disability, or yada yada yada. It just school is tormenting my soul because you're not talking about nothing.
Right,
But I could read, I can do math, I can do all of these things. I was getting certificates and this and that, but you kept me
right,
back for what? You know what I mean?
right,
School. That's when my eyes started opening. Even as a little kid, the question started then. So school was decent. It's the people that I met that made an impact on my life. Like I remember my fourth grade when I started turning this thing around in the projects. Chesterfield Heights Elementary School. Her name was Miss Everett, Caucasian lady who I went to school and I expressed how I feel throughout just doing stupid, frivolous things in her class, and she knew I would just cry out for help. And she gave me like a year of detention for no reason. I mean, it was for a reason. And she just like brainwashed me. This lady had me listen to Les Miserables and the Cats plays and
oh wow,
reciting all these things that I never were introduced before, but now I like them. You can catch me on any day listening to classical music
right,
and you know what I mean, Fleetwood Mac or anything you can name. I'm a thespian in all genres, bro. You know what I
right,
mean? Like school for me with certain guardian angels, bro, like was great up until 10th grade. You know what I mean? But the dynamics in my family and there's a lot that went on. Like stepfathers were on drugs, alcoholic, and all of this stuff, and
right,
family dynamics just kind of messed the school thing up. School just became slumber party type place for me after 10th grade. I was just trying to get by and get out. I was so miserable because I felt like tied down. I want to do this, but I got to go here for what? You know, this ain't feeding nothing that I see every night. You know what I mean? So if it wasn't for hip hop, man, I'd probably be a dropout. I'd probably be dead. You know what I mean? Because this, if it wasn't basketball, I was writing. I was in the studio. I was on the court. Yeah,
oh,
got
so
in a lot of trouble on the court. Got shot at a couple times on the court because of my
yeah,
mouth and my competitiveness. You know
yeah,
what I mean? School was like really good. because of the mentors I ran into and certain people that uh, helped me channel what I love doing, you know what I mean, and show me how to do it a different way. So shout out to Miss Everett, Miss Lewis, Miss Scott, Miss Kazum. There's a lot of people that I can name, you know what I mean, that you got something. Just go for it, believe in yourself, be one, uh, have tunnel vision, you know what I mean, and basically be the best you could be. Shout out to those people that just kept me alive, helped keep me alive, you know what I mean. So that's what school was good for me at a certain point, but I always knew what I wanted to do. Just
Right,
like I was speaking to the guy before you, I just don't know direction. A lot of us artists, we're creative, we
right,
can't
right,
articulate what we see in our head in reference to connecting the dots.
right.
And that's been my problem to this age that I'm not gonna repeat on your show, but got some age on uh which really means nothing. I'm getting better with time.
Yeah,
But I wish that school would have been able to help connect the dots. But it is what it is. Everything happens the way it's supposed to happen.
right.
Go ahead, bro. Sorry.
Good. No, that's very interesting. That's quite the experience. It sounds like. So thank you for that, man. Thank you. That is very candid and open. I really appreciate that. It takes guts
No
to
problem.
some of the stuff from your past stuff, and I really appreciate that. This is what makes for these good interviews. I like to take the artists I'm really into and kind of know where they're coming from, and when I hear your lyrics, I have a better understanding of this man that's behind the writing. So yeah, thank you
Well,
for that. What age did you kind of start knowing that you wanted to do music and you started really getting into it?
I know exactly the date and where I was. It was 9 years old, and I was in Granny Park Projects.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I think the record that did it for me, "If I Ruled the World" with Lauryn Hill and Nas and Lauryn Hill, that song, like I was like, man, I got to do this, bro. The way he
wow,
put them words together, man. When I closed my eyes, I could see what he was saying.
right,
You know what I mean? For lyric, I'm like, man, I can see this, bro. That's what I want to do. And
powerful.
it was like, that you want to listen to that noise? Like, are you not hearing what he's saying? You know what I mean? So
Hey,
between him and Tupac, it was over, bro. You know what I mean? Tupac took it to the next level. I was like, yeah, well, that's my voice. I was more power to the people, as you might say. You know what I mean? Like revolutionary.
yep,
So even to this day, you know what I mean? I know how to fight my battles now. You know, it's like some things are never. It's the way the world goes. You're not gonna change some of these things, but some things you can start with yourself with. You know what I mean? And look in the mirror. Look at the man in the mirror. Face that, and you can be the change in the world.
right,
By fixing yourself. You know what I mean? But
right.
anyway,
You remind me of a young Tupac in a lot of ways. That the way the things you talk about in your music, and the way some of the things that you talk about and think about, and and that's good. I miss that type of rap. It's stuff that built you up, but was facts still too, and catchy and
right,
like that
right.
about
I
you.
sent you. I sent you a record called Material World. I sent you some records from 2007 that's
Nice,
still relevant to this day because it was in my spirit to do it. It's like
good.
when you
Uh,
hear Material World, you'll hear like Changes,
yeah,
Tupac record, or Keep Your Head Up type vibe. Um,
can't wait to hear them, man.
just feel like kind of that record was before its time. It wasn't ready for it to be heard at that time. Now
Sure,
it's the time. The beats might need to be updated. It is whatever. It's like good music. It's
like
like
that. Of his
think
mumble
about it.
ahead of its time as well. Because if you dropped that in 2016, and that was just
Right,
when all that mumble rap was getting at its peak,
right. And it would have sounded like I was a hater then. But
right?
now it sounds prophetic, you know what I mean? Because I wanted the Migos to get their publishing. I speak about that in the third verse.
Yep.
Like get these people, it wasn't just the Migos, it's like a double entendre for
Yeah.
give the people their money, give artists their money.
Yep.
Migos, it
Oh,
sounds like it's for boys, but it's for
yeah.
women and men. You know what I mean? Like give them, give us our just due. Give us what we work for. We're not asking for extra. Give us what we work for. Why
Right.
is it the industry designed for us to be broke? You know what I mean? That don't make any sense.
No, they
I
don't.
I make you $1 billion and you give me $1 million. That don't
Right,
make no sense. How
right.
can you sleep at night? But people sleep really good these days
Yeah,
off that. I could never do that. So I was like, God, help me in this part of my career. Help me be the vessel to help bring change to that without talking about it. Be like the change and
yes,
the black hand. That's a play off words, but behind the scenes,
yeah,
facilitating and making sure people are straight.
right, right.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
Like the Sam Cooks and people before me. You know what I mean? Like make sure we get to our bag and set up
right,
uh, the legacies that we dream about. You know,
right.
that's what I want to do in this game, man. I
Yes,
don't want to just be known as an artist, bro.
yes,
Cause I want to be known like Michael Jackson, bro. Like it's a big shoe to fill. I don't want. I want to be KingB The God,
yes,
but that blueprint right there, as far as impacting without advertising everything you're doing. You know what I mean? Mike was very effective at it.
yeah.
You
Definitely,
know, right?
definitely,
I'm sorry,
definitely.
man. I got a lot in me, bro. Let's get it. Let's go,
Yes,
bro.
yes. No, I love it. I love it because I ask some questions. You're very open and you give me good full answers. I appreciate that. Um, let's see here. What was Do you remember kind of any of what your first rhymes were about?
Say my first rhymes.
Yeah, like some of the first,
Yeah,
or even some of your
man,
first.
you good. Man, you good. This is how I really got into hip hop. I
Yes,
was writing poetry at first, but I hated going to school and hearing about these cowboys and Indian stories
right.
and U.S. history bullshit. You know what I mean? I was like, man, even the Disney stories, Cinderella or stuff, I would remix everything.
Yes,
Before I knew what remixing was and Puff
yes,
Daddy and whatever who was remixing whatever, I didn't know. I would change any songs. So they kind of call them parodies now or whatever. I changed songs, but my first song was uh I flipped I just wrote a rap about Cinderella. I was like the teacher was making us read Cinderella or something. Like I don't want to hear that. I, she said, "Well, her name was Miss Lucas. I remember her. She was a young teacher, bright eyed. Okay, you doing a lot of talking. You're doing a lot of barking. Biting. So okay, you don't want to do it this way. How you gonna do it?" She's just like, "Well, sure. How would you flip this? I heard you rapping and beating on the table all day. Like, make a rap out of this." And so
right.
the song was like, "Once upon a time, not too long ago, there lived an old man named Geronimo. Had a mother, had a brother, died from suicide." My sister's gonna laugh when she heard this, but the moral of the story, whether it made sense or not, I used to remix any story you can think of, as far as Disney or anything you could think of. A history class, I
Sure.
passed my test, math test, social studies test. I all did that with raps from my head or either
Yes.
written down to pass my test. That's how I would pass
Ah.
in school, rapping, bro. That's a
Whoa.
fact. So
So
that's a
that's
good question.
so that's another way that rap came in and was a huge positive force in your life.
Right. Right. It was just like all I did. You thought I was crazy. I'm talking to myself, but I'm not. I'm rapping to myself. That's all I wanted to do. What do you
Yes.
want to do? Everybody want to be a fireman, policeman. I'm a rap.
Yes.
Cool G rap, man. Like all I would name people and just go down the list of line of the wordsmiths, bro. I always said I was a simulation of the greatest MCs, bro. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I studied the Kanes, the Cool G raps. You know what I mean? Everybody that came before them and people that came before them
Right.
up into the presidents, the Jay Z's, the Busters. You know what I mean? Showmanship from all these people, and I'm all of them in a pot, but put my own seasoning and do it the way I want to do it. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
just want to do it bigger and have a team, man, to help me
Right.
reset this career of mine, bro, and just get stuff going, man. Get out of my head, bro. I'm ready. I'm
Right.
ready for my first love again, man. I fell out of love for a minute, but I'm back in love, man. I'm ready to
Oh,
expose our relationship, man.
hell yeah. That's dope. What would you say are your goals as an artist long term?
Say it again.
What would you say are your goals as an artist long term? What are your goals?
Long term, like I basically said, as an artist, is to, I wouldn't say an artist, I would say an ambassador of this hip hop, bro. It's to bridge the gap, man, and just bridge the gap, bro. Because it's wide open right now. It's like one sided, man. We're not winning at all, bro. Like overall, you got your household names that seem like they're doing good, but they're not doing as great as we think they could.
Oh,
You
there's
know
a
what I
lot of
mean? I just want to spark the minds, bro. Like my long term goal is to be a facilitator and basically an ambassador of this game to bridge the gap to make sure we get our bags. Make sure we understand this whole business, whether it's uh, ain't nothing wrong with being famous and yada yada yada, doing all that stuff and being an impact as well in that. But as far as licensing and syncs, how you actually get paid in this business in layman terms, breaking this stuff down to the artist so they can see that, yo, I might make beats and I rap, but I'm not good as a great rapper. And I want to stop selling my beats for $25. I want to learn how this licensing and sync goes and publishing periods and royalties. How do these things work and how do they work together? And basically show these people where to go. And based on what I've learned over the 30 years, you know what I mean? I basically, my long term goal is to facilitate, make sure we all good and we all eating. Generational wealth is being built, bro. That is really my long term goal. And it's like not a solid one thing uh, that I can, one way I can answer it, bro. It just, that's overall what I want to do is facilitate and make sure people are good, not just me
yeah,
generation wise, and that we putting out real music. You know what I mean? It's balance in the music.
yeah,
Balance in the music. Yeah, we need some Migo stuff. We need some Trap Called Quest type stuff. We need Wale. We need
yeah,
Rick Ross. Like Lupe said before, you know, I want to be respected like Rick Ross when I come out on tour. You know what I
yeah,
mean? I want my beats to bang like that, but still speak how I speak.
yeah,
I feel
exactly.
like that. You know what I mean? I basically want to be who I am, but you know, get that feel that when 50 come out. You know what I mean? Like same respect.
Right,
Period. Not be called cheesy or too political or
sure,
too preachy or nothing. I just want to be balanced. Bring balance to this game. You
right,
know, and bring a change like kind of like Pot did. You know what I mean? 50 years from now, still be talked about as a game changer.
yes, yes.
That's it. Hopefully that answered your question. I know one around the world.
Oh yeah, that answered my question, dude. That's such a dope answer too, because there's so many guys that say, "Well, I need to sell millions of records and I need to get my bag." And I didn't hear you once say any of that. You're like, "I want to make sure everybody gets their bag. I want to make sure it's balanced. I want to mentor other young cats so they know how to navigate through this shit, because I already did, and I could show them." Like, man, that's some of the
Right.
most selfless stuff I've ever heard. That's it's very
Come
commendable.
on, cause look, Michael Jordan made what $30 million doing out his NBA career, and he's a billionaire, right?
Right,
And what do he do for the people? I'll wait. He
right,
doesn't have to do anything. He doesn't have to do anything. So don't, I'm not a hater,
sure,
but come on, like I still have to pay homage to Michael Jordan. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Or NBA players like LeBron and them, they have to pay homage to him because they're making billions. They're billionaires way quicker than he was. You know what I
right,
mean? Based on what he did.
right,
You know, so my biggest thing to take from this is just because you sold a million records don't mean you got skills like them other people that came before you. They got the skills, but they didn't have that full package or these new engines that we
right,
have now. They didn't have it then. They
right,
signed these crazy deals, $100,000 for 20-year deals, and
right,
bunch of samples that couldn't get clear. And come on, De La Souls, and you hear these stories over and over and over, bro, about just not understanding the business. So that's why I said what I said. I want to bridge the gap for what I've learned
yes,
and be around. Hopefully, God puts me in those that already been through more fires than I've been, so I can
right,
be balanced and bring the solutions to the industry and change them because streaming is not it.
right,
And all that other slavery stuff, it doesn't work for me, and I know it doesn't work for all the other billion artists that's in the
right,
world. You know what I mean? How can we get to our fan base directly, provide them what they want?
right,
If I got 20,000 fans and they spending $100 with me a month or something, I can
right,
eat forever, and
right.
they can eat too. I can provide incentives for them 20,000 people that's faithful to me.
Well, I'll tell
They
you
can
right
get royalties off my records.
now, buy it right now. And merch,
Right?
right? The shirts, the records, all of it. All of
Yeah,
it.
man.
Go to
Yes,
God.
sir, man. Yes, sir.
Hey,
GGP, man. GGP Nation. Shout out to Kofi, Nigeria, all my Naja people, man. Stand up. Let's go.
hell yeah. Yeah, man. I'll always buy any album you got dropping or anything because I know it's gonna be great. Like, I mean, let's talk about some of the inspiration behind some of your songs. How about like the song "Reps Like Me"? That's a pretty introspective, deep. That's a pretty big one. And I know most of your songs they are like they come from your personal experiences in your life. Is that right?
Right, that's facts. A Rush Like Me was at a place where that was the first record off that Kingdom Restoration album that's specifically on Spotify, I believe. For some reason, I think we spoke last time, iTunes rejected it or canceled it for whatever reason. I'm gonna try again, but uh I don't want to delete it from my distribution on DistroKid. I'm about to find another pro though to
Good,
use.
good.
But yeah, that song really started that whole album. You know what I mean? Where the people bought into it based on me being personal. That's my first time like being personal. Like yo, wretch like me. Like I might have done X, Y, Z that was wrong, or made it look like I was off path, but I had to go through that
Right,
so other people can listen. Like
wow,
people listen to the language they understand.
right,
You know what I mean? So I can't go talk to a dope boy when I don't know what it is to be what they are, or
sure,
I don't know anything about that background, or I don't mean to use that as an example, my first example and only example, but
oh,
Fresh
no,
like me basically was like, I'm just like you, bro. I go through my things, but
right,
you know, we gotta let go and let God. You know what I mean? He saved the rest like me. He can save the rest like you. You're gonna make mistakes until you close your eyes. No matter which stage you in, from 1 to 50, from 50 to 99, you're gonna be good if you put him first. You know what I mean? And
sure,
focus on the mission, not just people on what they do wrong. You know what I mean?
right,
Focus on the mission and pay attention to exactly how God used that person, especially if you're a person that, to each his own. Everybody got their feelings about the Bible, but if you say they're alligators and stories,
hmm,
like, still, if you don't believe that the book was sent by God or directed by God or whatever, take something from the stories you're hearing about. You know what I mean? They
right,
make your life great. Hey, I'm gonna read them all day, even if it sounds like a Marvel comic book.
right,
You know what I
right,
mean? If that story makes my quality of life good or great,
right,
I'm gonna listen to that story.
yes,
So that was basically what Rush Like Me was about. It was like basically like I went through all of this, going through all of this, and I'm still good. I'm still gonna be good because I'm focusing on the mission. And that song was not about me. It was just about God people. Let
yeah,
them know that I still got you, regardless if you fall or not. If you're willing to believe and what I mean, hold my hand and let's go. You know what I mean. Even if you feel like you're walking in the blind, I got you. Trust me. You know what I mean. Basically, he say the rest like me. He say the rest like you. That's what that song was about. People.
man, that's deep talk. Tell me what gives you the drive to write such deep, motivating, but still ill bars with substance and punchlines and dope melodies and because you're the king at coming on with melodies in the middle of raps and just making it sound so dope. Like how
Right. It's just that chip that's in me, man. It's like it's already downloaded in me. I can't take credit for it. I'm just a vessel, just willing to let it flow. When I let it flow and I just let go, it just comes.
wow,
It really is nothing premeditated for real. I mean, everything is really a freestyle. Like
Oh,
you might retain the thought for a couple seconds or whatever and write it down on the paper, but it's still freestyle. It's about feeling.
it came to you.
Um, right, because it's never really about me. Once again, it's really about now that I'm smarter, and smarter and got more wisdom. I used to think it was about me, but it ain't really about me when I'm doing this stuff. It's about connecting with somebody that could be on the edge, man. Like, or somebody that,
Right here.
right, can't
Songs
find their
about
way, man. They
that
need
connect.
that one spark, that one motivation, bro. Like you were that for me. When you reciting the lyric from Minnesota and now got another guy from Oregon, I'm like, what's in Oregon? No pun. But
Hey,
you recite lyrics and asking me about why do you think I can't connect the dots
sure.
in this music business? And if you could do this and you had the solution for this and that, um, do you think you'll be in a better place and yada yada? Like out of the blue, that's the motivation that we need. So this is what hip hop does, bro. Like this is when you let go and let God and you just let it flow. It connects people like you to me and me to you, you know. Period. So
Right. Yeah, I've listened to your shot. Like that's how I first came across your music. I wasn't having the greatest day. I was kind of on the edge there, and I started listening. I was like, yeah, this guy's been through it too. And I started listening to more songs and shit. And just your skill level was just far beyond what anybody else is putting out there and shit. And I'm like, oh, this is my son's even like, Dan, what is that, Dad? Are you gonna play that one song? And I'm like, yep, because it's dope. Tell us about like the excuse me. Tell us about the inspiration behind the song "Rap Gods" again.
rap gods came from I see a lot of I don't see a lot of homage being paid to the DMXs and
Right,
you don't see those artists and other artists anymore. You don't see people like really talking about who really influenced them. They're the men now. And I'm here. I got more money than you. They're
right,
not talking about people like DMX and Pac and all these other people that influenced me. You know what I mean? So I was like, man, I gotta pay homage to the rap gods. Whether
right,
you from Mobile, Alabama, you was
right.
throwing D's on it. Whether you Fat Joe, you was making them lean back. Whether you was three stacks, or you
Yeah,
was just talking about so many prophetic things that we still quotables to this day.
right,
You know what I mean? This man said one day we going Andre Three Stacks say I'm paraphrasing the lyric. He said look at we're gonna have to go to a museum to see what a woman looks like. He said that back in the day.
wow,
Bro,
wow,
goosebumps, bro. I might
wow.
be misquoting what he said, but you understand what I'm saying, bro? Like we don't know what's what anymore. That's a
Right,
whole nother rabbit hole I don't want to go on, but
sure,
this is what hip hop does to me. I say, how could I'll be a fool not to like talk about these people.
right.
But it's only 3 minutes, God. How can I do it in 3 minutes? It's like so I was like, all right. Nobody has ever put like rappers on ad libs only
Right,
on a song before. And like try to make it to a song. So I thought about it. I was like, yo, I'll pay homage by rapping my raps and you hear some cadence from 50 like in my raps, but you don't hear no ad libs from him, but you hear some hustle and grind with times it's hard. You hear 50 in my voice, you know what I mean? Because that's a 50 type cadence, you know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, I can't say Pocket's not in there, but the way I do words, I can't say Rick Ross uh
yep,
quotables on this. I can't put all this stuff in the hook, but I'll sprinkle it in the verse or um I'll say a cadence in my rap like Ross would say it.
right,
Deep cover, I see blood on the runway. So, you know what I
yeah,
mean? The way I said that first line,
right,
it's something like Rick Ross would do it. You know what I mean? The way he would swing it. So Wu Tang, everybody in there, I try to get everybody in the part. And there's a plethora of people I miss. But I just basically like wanted to show love for these people, like the Goody Mobs and everybody that influenced me, you know what I mean, to do this rap game and say, hey man, if they can do it, I can do it I got a chance at this, you know what I mean? So Rap Gods came about just like showing from female to male uh, that I love you guys, you know what I mean? And you guys are the reason why I do this, and I would never like fake on you guys. I always would bow down respectfully, not fulgazingly to
Right.
you guys. I mean, I don't owe man nothing, you know what I mean? Man don't owe me nothing. But I'll respect and give them like their roses while they're here, their flowers
Oh
while
yeah.
they're here, and still salute them in their ascension. You know what I mean? So rap gods was like a spiritual thing to me. It came like nothing.
Yes.
I didn't rush that thing. I just pieced it together. So shout out to my engineer Rob Young and my brother in this music business. You know what I mean? Shout out for him for telling me, all right, I heard what you got, but take your time, come back and get this one right, because this can be something. Because I was trying to rush it at first. I had the hook and the mumbling, but I
Yes.
didn't have it all the way pieced together as you hear it now. So, but when I did, it was like, even though I read it out the paper, it felt like it was no paper. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, this is the way it's supposed to go.
Fuck yeah.
So,
God's back.
shout out to DMX and everybody, Jay Z's, the Jada Kiss, which was one of my favorite rappers, Jada, as far as bars. You know what I mean? Shout out to 50, man, for the true blueprint, going against the whole system and creating his own system and his own lane fearlessly. The fearless leader, 50 Cent. Can't wait to meet you, do business with you, make movies with you, write with you. Let's go.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm putting that out there in the atmosphere. Manifest, manifest. Yeah.
It's gonna happen. I'm gonna see it happen because you got good ideas, and 50 loves that type. So actually, I'm gonna 50's gonna be. He's doing that last lap tour and everything. The 20-year anniversary of Get Rich or Die Trying. Me and my homie are gonna go see him in St. Paul. Him, Busta Rhymes, and Jeremiah's there. But I just care about 50 and Busta Rhymes. Like,
Right.
like
Can't nobody do it like
right. No, go ahead. I was gonna say because you said before like Busta Rhymes' live shows are nuts. Like like his
right.
performances.
Like who would go? Why would you want to go on after Busta Rhymes?
Right.
Even in his 50s, bro, he's killing people, bro.
Killing it.
His breath control is ridiculous.
Right.
You know what I mean? His hype man, Split Star, which kind of disrespectful, just calling him from a hype man. His the second fearless leader in charge, bro. It's
Right.
like it's no comparison to these guys, bro.
Oh,
And shout out to the old school ways when you had A&Rs and you had management companies like Violators. Shout out to
yeah.
Violators, bro.
Yeah.
This
Hey,
is why they so good. They were groomed by the greats.
by the greats.
They,
Yes.
they already had greats in them, but they helped them connect them dots, bro,
Right.
and
Right.
gave them room to do what they're doing, bro. That's
Right.
not now. It's microwave. It's cheat. The cheat code is in effect, man. All right,
Other
get
shit.
hot in your hood because I don't want to spend no extra money on you.
Right.
I don't want to gamble on you. I want to know you hot already. And I just warm you up. I want to know you warm. I can heat you all the way up. Let's go. That ain't that ain't why these artists ain't standing around in 5 years. Every 3 months, somebody that do that same thing come along is
Right.
getting watered down. You know what I mean? So we don't have every 10 years, 20 years we get like a legacy artist, bro. When in the '90s it was every month. You
Right.
had somebody that sound different and it was corny and cheesy to sound like somebody else.
Right.
But now it's like, oh, you long winded. Your song got to be a minute for TikTok. You know, like this is literally a thing when music is about to be 1 minute for real. Remember that I said that. It's true.
Yeah.
It's really coming up. I got an insider from my engineer that told me that
Yeah.
music is going to be charting on Billboard at 1 minute and some change, bro. Like a
One
minute
big
and a half.
half-minute song, like even 4 or 5 minutes sometimes, like where you actually, it's got bridges and it's got, crescendos and different stuff, and they break it down, and
Right.
man, that
Right.
almost
It's
feels
like the music died for real, man. I'm piggybacking off the lady that said this, the OG that said this. She said music died when we got 24 tracks
right,
recorded.
right. Speaking of
So,
production and stuff,
but
who produces your records?
said again.
Speaking of like production and stuff, who produces most of your music?
Shout out to
Bring
oh,
up
let me get these names right. I got a couple of names for you. Ryan Christian out of Orlando from Cook Up, the Cook Up. Um, he produced mumble raps, and this song that I haven't released called "We Through."
Okay.
He played some guitar on "So Simple."
Nice.
Song called "Put On." I think I sent that to you. Played the guitar, fixed the drums up. DJ Nick G or Nick German from Pittsburgh. He did Rap Gods. That's
Nice.
original beat.
Yeah.
He did Rap Gods, and he fixed up a lot of things with him. As far as producers, being a producer myself, I wasn't as trusting as I should have been. My music could have came out better. I just let them do what they do.
Hmm.
But I had most of them fixing up some of the music that was kind of dated because
Okay.
a lot of artists can attest to this. We'll get music and be motivated in the moment, and then
Mhm.
like a week, 2 days later, we put it to the side, and then 3 years later, we try to use it and it a little dated.
Sure.
So a bunch of fixing up songs. Some of them still ain't fixed. They still sound old,
Sure.
and that just comes with the game. So I done spent thousands of dollars on production
Yeah.
for the One King out volume 1 and 2. Possibly got three versions. I did like 100 records. You know what I
Wow.
mean? And my engineer, hopefully one day he can jump in and he can attest. Uh, um,
Was that the
so
same guy,
Nick G,
the mumble rap?
Nick G, yeah, no, that's Ryan Christian from the
Okay.
Cook Up.
Okay.
R. Chris is, is what he go by.
Okay.
Um, uh, who else? Oh, Marco Solo or Marco Williams.
Hmm.
Probably don't like me. He's government. He's like in Jacksonville, but he's originally from Tallahassee. 90% of my beats, like crazy, the R&B joint that I did with it. Guys, shout out to Miku. If you heard that, I got an Afrobeat version of Crazy I sent you and the regular one I sent you. I
Nice.
don't know if you got to it yet. Um,
No, not yet. It's I was in the other room getting ready, and I came out. My son goes, "King B sent you a bunch of different shots." I was like, "Gosh," I was like, "I got to get him on the line action like 5 minutes here." So, but yeah,
right.
I'll tell you, I'm gonna put him on as soon as we're off here tonight. I'm gonna start listening to him.
Yeah. Marco Solo from Tallahassee has been like he sent me another beat pack a couple months ago that I ain't finished paying for it yet, but
Yeah.
I haven't released. I even out of that beat pack I paid for like 1 or 2 beats. I still ain't even sent him what beat I want yet. So hopefully he remembers I
Nice.
paid for it. But that guy right there is like a Kanye West, man. That dude is
Nice.
ridiculous. Like he can remake an album in like 10 minutes later, like
Wow.
fully musical. He just one of them people that got it, but he doesn't want to be seen. He doesn't like the limelight or
Wow.
to be even talked about, bro. Like he's one of them people that just a simple guy. If
Wow.
you want to just compare, he's a guy that loves nature and just his family, bro,
Nice.
but want to make a living. You know what I mean? But he ain't really like driven by fame and
Nice.
I can't say money because I never speak on another man and what he wants.
Right.
But that doesn't make who he is. He's a quality and a person of substance and quality, man.
Yeah.
He has like 90% of the records, bro. Like that I most of them I haven't released. They on King the Rest. I mean, One King Volume 2. It's the ones I got with him. And, oh, Mike Bell is most of my hits. Like I've seen Crazy with Tim Doss, and I don't know what name he going by now because he's back in Christian hip hop. So I don't want to be disrespectful and just put his name out there. I don't know if he wants that feature, even though the feature wasn't crazy. It doesn't line up what he's doing now, so I'm not gonna say his name,
That's
but he
fair.
know he is. He's a great from Ocilla, Georgia, and
Nice.
he's my brother, man. I love him, man. We got some big records, bro. Like you got
Yeah.
the exclusive, bro. It's in your hands, bro. That's
Yeah.
song called "I've Seen Crazy." Your son's gonna love that. It's gonna sound like a soundtrack. It sounds like a soundtrack album, like Bone Thugs and Harmony type record. You know what I mean? I played around with some melodies with that. along with him. And Nick G did yeah. Mike Bell did a bunch of records. I did songs with Mike Bell that came out really good. As far as when I was strictly rapping, and we did a song like it sounded like New York. It's called For This with the guy that I was telling you about. I can't say his name from Oscilla. Everybody gonna know. Um, Mike Bell did that record, and Nick G remade the drums. So it gives you that New York Jadakiss and Fat Joe feel.
Yeah.
As far as that record, I love that record because it was really. I said I want to do some more rapping instead of having singles on every track, which I always try to avoid, and it ends up happening anyway because I guess that's how it's supposed to go. But anyway, done with my rambling, bro.
Oh, you're all good. I love it. I love all the answers, man. Um, where's that there? Tell us about Sorry, I'm having a blank here. Oh, now I remember. I've seen you playing piano. Do you play any other instruments?
I'm a studio producer, man. Drum machine, anything computerized. I can play the drums. I can stay in the pocket with the drums, but that's not my like bread and butter.
Sure,
Bread and butter is programming and
sure.
stuff like that. It's been a while though, so I'm rusty. As far as knowing my way around the studio for the last 10 or 13 years, I haven't been like in there hard. Um, Especially the last 4 or 5 years, I just had so much in me and so much material. I just wanted to be with an engineer that knew what he was doing.
Sure.
When the spark came, I can just get it out. So shout out to Rob Young, and shout out to all my producers that have been giving me pointers and helping me get back in these training wheels to get back in the studio and learn today's technology, man. Because I got lost in that, like,
Sure.
period. It's still an ongoing thing. I'll be back in it, but I feel like I can compete with the best once I learn how to move around again. So,
Oh yeah.
but yeah, I'm a studio producer, bro. You go to sleep, I put it together.
Nice. Hey, nothing wrong with that at all. If could pick anybody to produce a track, and then anybody for a feature on it with you, who would you pick?
Ooh, produce a track. This is hard, but I got to go back to, what I mean, the bully of the industry, man. The one that changed the game for me, 50. I had to go to Track Masters, bro. Tone Pope that he had, bro. They was game changers as far as hip
Right.
hop, period, bro. Them dudes right there, that sound. I wanted to go with Pharrell, but they had the hip hop sound. Like,
Right.
that's hard, man. Because I was under Chucky Thompson, who was a hitman for Diddy and them. Created a lot of those records that we listening to. I
Wow.
knew him personally through my sister, who was kind of like being tutored by him and
Wow.
her artist development younger in life with Wale and all these other people
Sure.
as well as some go-go greats like um, I mean Chuck Brown and all these DC legends, man.
Wow.
Um, it's a toss-up between the Hitman and Tone Pogue, the Track Masters, bro. Like, I would love to work with them, even though some of the hitmen are dead. Like, I mean, have passed on. I didn't mean to say that. Have ascended
Mhm.
and doing greater things in their heavenly realm. I just like the track masters, bro. I used to like get on their tracks and be like, say track masters on the track, and my friends be like, man, bro, they ain't, bro. You wasn't in the record with them for real, bro. Like, stop saying their names. I always say track masters producer, and they didn't even produce the record. You know what I mean? Because I was so
You love
enamored or
it so much,
so hypnotized by the sound, bro. Like, and their mystique and their legend. I ain't never met them, don't know how they look,
right?
but I just know the 50 mixtapes was hitting. I guess who's back?
Yes.
He just wasn't missing, bro. Like the mixtape circuit was crazy. It was better than these albums to me, and that's why I would love to produce. But it was like famous when it come to Virginia. You know what I mean?
Right,
For real, bro. For real, most definitely got that
right,
sauce. And
right,
he just molded. I know he would get everything out of me. You know, he
right.
would hear, he would see a little bit of assimilation of the greatest if he was to be in front of me, which he will be in front of me.
He's gonna
I'll be
be.
in front of him one day. You know what I mean? Or we be together one day.
Yep.
You know what I mean? To bring it home for VA. It's like
Yeah.
because far as VA, shout out to Mad Skills, the Clips, and all these guys. You know what I mean? But come on, man. I'm ready for my shot. You know, to let
Yeah.
because nobody know me from where I'm from. They don't know me as a whole. They don't even know I exist. That's good. Keep it like that. But I would like to sit in the room with him and just go crazy, like 40, 50 records, just
Right.
go stupid with them. And hopefully all of them hit, which that's not a reality.
About
But
a
I
lot.
just love to even be in the room with it and
Right.
just happen. Just like I know he will pull the best out of me by him being a pure musician and know how to get to where he needs to go musically. You know what I mean? Without you having to extra explain yourself. I would love to be in the room for real.
Oh yeah.
For real. For real, man.
Oh yeah. That's dope. What if you could change anything in the world? What would you want to change?
If I change anything in the world, ooh, that's a hard question. If I
It's
change
kind of a
anything
big
in the world,
question.
huh? Say it again.
Oh, I said it's kind of a loaded question, but I mean, it could
Well,
be any.
I'll try to tackle it. There's only one way to eat an elephant, like a piece at a time. You know what I mean? So
Right, right,
I'll try to eat it a piece at a time. So I would say if I could change anything in the world is the separation, the separative mindsets, bro. Like we're different. We're not too different from each other.
right,
Skin color didn't matter back in our ancestor days.
right.
Me or yours. You know what I mean? They didn't see each other as white or black or whatever color,
Just
because
people.
it's the content of the character, and they were just being. I think it was more love in the world back then when it wasn't a separatist mindset.
Right,
So to all the evil ones or the people that were used or manipulated to create this veil of
right.
separatism, man, I would just like I would nuke bomb it, bro.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
get it out of here, eradicate it forever, to
yeah.
bring togetherness and so we can all work to one goal. You know what I mean?
Right, right. Oh yeah.
One common goal, whatever that goal is. You know what I mean? As long as
Right,
it's peace and prosperity and all that stuff is tied up in it. You know what I mean? But I'll take the separatism thing out because that's the biggest thing that's holding us back. We
right,
focus on color and
right,
everybody just want to be the man. Everybody just want to think for themselves. Like majority of the people want to do for themselves and
right,
saying you get it how you live, and that's not how we should live.
right.
Well, I'm strong and you're weak. We should like balance each other out. You know what I mean, and so on and so forth, and get to the goal because everybody's we on a slave planet. All of us slaves to the government, man. And I don't want to get political, but
We
I shy
are.
away from the music that saved my life. Shout out to hip hop who saved my life. 50 years still going.
Yeah.
Probably been hip hop's probably been called something else before. We've probably been here for billions of years, but
Right,
well, we'll stick to the 50. um, yeah, man, I'll take away separatism, bro, because it's the biggest divisive tool that's used, man.
yeah.
When I say separatism, like I'm over here, I'm white, I'm black, I'm Puerto Rican, I'm this and that. You know what I mean? I believe this, I believe that, man. Everything should be like one thing, bro. To me, you know what I mean? We should be going for the same goal and positive. Whether you talk to Allah, Buddha,
Right,
wherever it is, bro, it
right,
shouldn't be like we shouldn't be divided because you believe something different. To me, politically, spiritually, religiously, period, man. We should like love each other, period.
yeah.
Because we're not that different from each other. We all have the same needs, go through the same things,
Right, right.
period. So that's my answer to that. That's the way I chew that elephant up, man.
Yeah. Hey, I like that. That was awesome. Tell us about what we can look forward to coming in the future as far as some of your records coming out, or maybe new albums or anything.
Coming in the future, man, I would like your platform to keep
Yeah,
elevating, to highlight people like me and people like that's trying to like get that spark, or people that on the verge and on the cusp of doing things. I would like for your people like yourself, your platforms to be get bigger. You know what I mean? Not saying it's not big. You know what I mean? Because it's very effective. Because you're effective one person already, at least me. And I've seen greats on your show before me, other greats like Four Eyes and all, et cetera, et cetera. You know what I mean? So shout outs to you, man, and all the other media people out there. You know what I mean? That's trying to do this thing and paying homage to those who came before them, who came at the same time, trying to do big things as well. You know what I mean? So far as say your question one more time because I done lost track mumbling.
Oh no, that's all right. Actually, I was just listening to you. What you were saying too. What the heck did I ask? Oh, what can we what can we look forward to in the future as far as albums and stuff,
As far as albums, you got King,
singles or whatever.
One King, One King Volume 2.
Yeah,
It's already mixed. It hasn't been mastered.
yeah,
I don't have a date coming on that,
sure,
but I do have management that are waiting on me. So shout
yeah,
out to the boss. Shout out to Packing Pistols, the management,
yeah,
who wait. Thank you for your patience. Everything I've been going through, you have been very patient. I understand that I can't do this for 2 more years. I got to start producing
hey,
and um and manifesting and putting things out and trusting you guys. But I really appreciate you guys for letting me go do what I'm going to do because you know it's going to turn out musically. It's going to turn out good for me. You know, when I start putting it on paper and start instead of staying in my head about it. So shout out to Packet Pistols, Rocks, and Joe, and my engineer Rob Young. That family right there, man, has been keeping me going. So King, One King Volume 2. You have I, I got a whole list, bro. I got folders, man. I'll send you
yeah,
screenshots of folders and folders of music. I
yeah,
got the old rookie. It's like a mixtape that I want to come out with when I'm just rapping and just snapping on it in my bag, not
yeah,
trying to edit anything. Just sort of like Wayne when he put out the mixtapes.
yes.
uh, you know what I
I can
mean?
already hear you on fuck that, bring the rap gods back, rat-a-tat-tat.
Right, right,
Ah,
right, right.
yes,
So a bunch of old rookies like raps. You got a book of songs. Is like R&B stuff, pop type records. You know what I mean? Just me playing around with melodies. Not nothing too commercial. I ain't putting on shiny suits or being weird. But it's another artist bag because I go by another Elias pen game crazy where I just want to experiment with my pen.
yeah,
And songs like Crazy, like I told you, a guy named Miku out of Cali, Los Angeles, is singing that record. I
yes,
did it. I was in Virgin Islands in 2019 when we made the record. 2019 early,
mm,
almost 2018 when I made the record in the
wow,
Virgin Islands, and the melody came to me. I wanted David O, that Afrobeat artist, but somebody, my sister, knew a DJ that knows somebody that writes for those type of artists. So when I heard him, I was like, he got a better voice,
mm,
he got a better overall packaging in reference to like the look.
right,
Dude just had it going on for us creative wise. He's not a like he doesn't think about stuff too long. You know,
right,
he
right,
just does it. Man. He was
yeah,
so quick. You know, paid a couple $100 for the feature to somebody I didn't know.
right,
Basically unemployed, coming from in the Virgin Islands, man. It came out very well. So I was playing around with songs like that. So I took songs like that and said, let me do something like a Nelly would do when
yeah,
he did songs with the country song singers
yeah,
and stuff like that. You know,
right,
the Jimmy Allens and all those people of the world. So I got an album like that coming out. I don't
right,
know when it would be coming out, but I'm playing around with like songs, man, that can touch your heart. You know what I mean? Like love songs and stuff like that.
yeah,
And it's just so much. Then you got songs that are political. I got a whole packaging with Tim Dawson. My brother, I haven't named it. It might be named Two Kings because we both was kings, and it's
Right.
about 8 records of that, like unreleased songs that we did. We did, I don't know, about 11 songs or whatever, features, and he featured me on some of his stuff. There's a lot of his songs I can't get my hands on out of respect from the family. I just leave it alone.
Right.
But hopefully they approve me and let me do some of his songs via AI,
Amen. Yeah.
using with his voice and put him on the beats and
Yeah.
redo some of them records that I didn't get a chance to be on that he told me I
Right.
was on originally. He just passed away. You know what I mean? So
Right.
those are all the things and bullets I got in the chamber for that. I'm just
Right.
ask you guys to pray for my strength and motivation and creativity. Just get back in my bag and just go beyond myself and like do it for the people, man.
Sure, man. I believe in you, brother. I believe in
I
everything.
believe in you, bro.
I
I believe in you back, bro. Like 100%. No cap. Mm.
That means a lot to me, man. It really does. Because you're like I tell my son, like this, like KingB The God's one of the rappers I look up to and listen to, and it's like, it's like you guys seem like so far, like to me, because to me you're one of the rap gods. So it's like you're so far up above where I'm at. But it's like so to be able to talk to you and actually pick your brain and hear your origins and stuff like that. It's a real honor, man. It's a real honor, and I
Man,
believe all your music and everything you're
bro,
doing and
you almost made me shed a tear, boy, on that new TV, boy.
everything.
Woo.
And I
That
believe
boy, that
everything.
gave me my blood rushing. I feel warm blood in my veins, bro. Whew, that touched my soul, bro.
Your music's
Wow.
a lesson. It's already got me through some tough times and stuff, and helped me out. And it's like you have a good philosophy about life and the way you think of things, and you don't sound like a selfish person. You got a lot going for you. And your
Right.
blessing's coming, man. I know it is. I see it. Your blessing's coming.
Right, bro. I'm gonna just soak this in, bro, because that ain't how I feel all the time, man. I got a home life that you can write a book. Me and my wife can write a book on.
Right,
I just pray God like heals our hearts and stop us from being so easily triggered about what we don't like about each other at the moment, and
right,
go back to our greatness, bro. Focus on greatness and
right,
focus on what the kids need as well. You know what I mean?
right,
So that right there, when you saying that, man, it it it, it heals wounds, bro. I'm trying not to be emotional, my brother. Cause I'm going through some things, bro. Some of the things is deserved, some of the things is not, bro. It's like balance, you know what I mean? But
oh,
that right there, man, that's all I need, bro.
I'll be
Like I
praying.
said, I think I
So,
said before, like Michael Jordan always needed that thing on his shoulder to
yeah,
drop 50 points. Oh, you didn't speak to me, or you did this, you bumped me, you stepped on my shoe.
right,
Oh, you don't think I'm the greatest? I'll show you. You know what I mean? So stuff like that wakes up the giant, bro.
right,
Sleeping giant, bro.
right.
So I appreciate you.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I appreciate you too, and man, just keep doing what you're doing because it's you got this, man. And I know times can be hard at home, and I've had many failed relationships, and a lot of it too. I think, well, if I would have been doing things different and actually been married and not shacking up, and different things, and just because I figured then I'd be one, we'd be one, but it's still two people trying to be one unit, so it's tough. It's not always cohesive, but
Right,
you know, so I'll be
right,
praying daily, my brother, always.
man. I'm praying back, bro. Like I love the vibe. I love the energy, man. What's your son name, man?
Ian,
Ian.
yep, Ian, yep. Come say
Shout
hi,
out
bud.
to Ian.
He's playing his game. But
Hey,
hey, just gave him a
I
shout out.
understand it. Let him do his thing, bro. He ain't gotta do it if he don't want to. Don't do nothing you don't want to, sir. But shout out to you, Ian, man. Your father's a good man, man. Y'all got a bright future ahead of y'all, man. It's just started.
Right,
The best is yet to come, man. Just stay focused. Keep that humility you have.
right,
I'm not gonna use the word humble because people misuse that word, bro. Like
right.
be in your bag, bro. Where
Yeah,
you are, like, is what we need.
thank
It's
you.
like You just going for it, bro. I bet you there's 20 million things you don't know about journalism
Right.
and media, but you're doing it, right?
Right.
That's all you need. All you need is this device in our hands, bro. That's it.
Yes.
That's your platform. So use it, respect it, don't disrespect it. Always love on the people like you loving on them. You know
Right.
what I mean? Know where you going, man, and prioritize greatest to least greatest, man. Things you don't need, try things out, man. Experiment,
Right.
be fearless. You know what I mean? Don't be like KingB The God, and calling yourself a god, and you tremble in fear most of your time, most of your life. You know what I mean? But that's changing. I'm
Right.
just being real and authentic to y'all. I'm not no fake, and this ain't no gimmicks, bro.
Right.
Yes, there's a lot of expectation to come with that my name, bro. You
Right.
know, people think that I'm invincible, bro. I'm not, bro. I'm touchable. You know what I mean? I go through the same things you guys go through. You know what I mean? But I do know sometimes I gotta fight through it and go through my aches and pains and bear my cross because this is the way it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? I don't like it half of the time, but
Right.
I know I gotta do this beyond me. It ain't just about you, the fan, or you, the friend, or you, mama, or daddy. About my children as well. It's about complete strangers. You know what I mean? Period. It's about everybody as a whole. So I don't do this just for me, bro. This is one of the lanes God has gave me, bro. Like to be effective. And I know it's more things. I just gotta get out of my head and get out of my own. You know what?
Right.
And get to the mission, bro. The mission is to chop that separatism down and that division, bro. And
Right.
bridge the gap with this thing I call love, my first love, hip hop.
Yes. 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 I love it. And I and that means a lot. Some of the stuff you said and how honest you've been on here, because I'm afraid a lot too. I'm afraid a lot about a lot of things, and it helps to hear just another man that I look up to a lot to say that. To know, like, wow, man, people go through this shit too. It isn't just me. Because sometimes I feel like, man, I do other people even feel like this, or are they comfortable in life, or what? How is so? That really helped me. That helped me a lot. Thank you.
Right. So, like, we rather go through 5 years of learning something, how to do something, than being in fear. And 5 years from now, not doing nothing at all. You're gonna be
Yeah.
in the same place.
Right.
Mhm. You know what I meant. It probably didn't come out right.
No, that's deep. I know exactly, man. It's easy,
I
but
didn't,
basically, it's easier to sit there and not try nothing new and stay in your comfort zone than it is to take for 5 years doing nothing than it is to take that 1 year and actually do something that might be a little uncomfortable.
just got to be honest. Humility is
Yeah.
first, bro. It's like I don't know how to do this, bro.
Right.
God,
Right.
send me the person that knows how to do X, Y, Z. We
Right.
try to do everything ourselves and we waste time.
Right.
Because yes, you can do everything yourself. That's fine. But it's a lot of anxiety and chaos coming with that, bro. You can't be a one trick pony in today's world. All we need is this phone, and the ideas, but we also need a team, bro, that help us connect the dots, bro.
Right.
That's what I was on the phone before you with Kenny Spuds. Shout out to Oregon. Kenny Spuds is a good soul. I ain't
Okay.
never seen this man in my life. Yeah, reach out to him, man. Talk to him, man. Hopefully, y'all can get an interview with him. I think he's an artist as well, but
Right.
he's a mastermind. Far as I call him the Phil Jackson of music, bro. Like he just hit me up. We only had one conversation, bro. I feel like it was 10.
Nice.
We had two conversations through text, like you and the line, and then we talked. I
Nice.
just talked to him before you, for the first time, before 30 minutes before you called, and it changed my life, bro. It's like he asking me questions. Why aren't you here? What did you think prevented you from getting there? You know what I mean? And I was like, man, not knowing how things work. Period.
Right.
You know what
Just
I mean? When I know how things work, I'm gonna move different.
yeah.
You know, I'm gonna move different solely. That's like, and I'm ready. All I need is that spark, cause I know, man, with my music, I believe my music is legacy music.
Right.
Like to keep your heads up and the changes of the world, those type of records,
Right.
and licensing and sync is how I'm gonna live on. It's like people that's 4 years, not comparing myself to Tupac or Michael Jackson, but I'm saying I feel like I'm great in my own way too,
Oh
from what
yeah.
I do. And it's like licensing and syncing is how my legacy is going to continue. Because there's
Right.
people that's 4 years old, 2 years old, singing Michael Jackson songs, don't know how he looked, don't even know if he passed on or not.
Right.
But his music is so effective. They say positive music don't sell. Come on, bro. Our biggest artists
Right.
sell the most records, bro.
Right.
Come on, Drake.
Right.
I can't put him in the greats of Michael and Pop, but
No.
he got something. He know how to work with the young people
Yep.
and get their ear and help boost them instead
Right.
of hating and trying
Right.
to take the shine when they come and like burn their fires out. I mean, put their fires out. He
Right.
ignite them joints. That's
Right.
how he lived longer. That's why he's still around.
Right.
Everybody tired of Drake's songs, but they gonna stop playing them
Right.
because he over here with Dirk. He over here with this one. He paying homage to a great Cameron. He can go to Harlem with Cameron's
Right.
pink fur coat. You know what I mean? He's like he know what he doing, bro, and it's genuine.
Yeah.
So his face card gonna stay good. That's how I want to be, bro. Like I want to bridge the gap around, man.
Oh yeah.
Show people the love that I want, bro.
Right.
Be what I don't want. Be what I want other people to be. Sometimes, I mean, I know you can't do that. That's not realistic to make somebody be something that you want them to be. But I
Right.
want love in the world, bro. So I gotta present that and be that. You know what I mean? So
Oh yeah.
that's all I gotta say about that, man. I'm sorry, man.
Oh
Get
man.
caught up.
You're all good. Actually, I was gonna say you answered pretty much all my questions tonight, and I know we'll do this again too. And dude, it's an honor to be able to talk to you again, man, and be able to go over this stuff. It's truly an honor to have you on the show, and you've been one of my favorite artists that I just like I said, I just found out about you not that long ago, but in that short time already, I mean, you're at the top of my playlist. It's like fast. You're at the
Right.
very top of it. So
Yes,
I
sir. I appreciate you. We're gonna keep spreading this around. Next time I'm gonna wear the interview hat. I'm gonna interview you. Be the King, be the God show.
yeah,
Tea with
I'm
the
down.
king, talking with the king or something, bro.
Hey, I'm
Interview you, bro.
right. I think you
Interview.
said it.
Or we can do something together. We can play off each other, man. Let's just see what goes. I don't even want to think about it. Let's just do it. Just
Let's do it
keep your heart the way it is, bro. Like things gonna change
for
for
sure.
better or worse or whatever. I ain't changing at all, man. Like I'm gonna keep same energy I got for you, bro, which is nothing but love. I wish I know you're gonna ascend. Just keep that humility you have, and just keep focus. Don't focus on nothing else but the end goal. Be the greatest, whatever you are. I ain't gonna put you in the box and say what you are. You know what you are, what you want to
Thank
be. Just be that and be the greatest at it, bro. Keep
right.
going. I'm very interested to stay tuned in to see your growth, bro.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. And likewise, I can't wait to keep seeing more from you. And man, we're gonna do this. We got this. We got
I
this, man.
promise you, bro. Everywhere I go, you going.
Hey, same brother. I got you.
Hold me to it, bro. Watch.
Right?
Anywhere I go, as I elevate, I bet you be with me.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I can't wait, brother. We're there. We got this. God bless you,
Got you.
man. God
God
bless you.
bless you too.
For sure. Much
Peace.
love. You have a good night.
Much love to you. All right, Ian. Be easy.
Hey, you said peace out, brother. Have a good night, man.
All right.